Good morning, students. I hope you all are doing fine. Take your social studies book, page number 108. Today we will see the new chapter, chapter 18. The name of the chapter is Our Rich Heritage. In this chapter, you are going to learn about religions in India, famous festivals celebrated in India, languages in India, customs and traditions in India. Let us start the class. First one, religions in India. Students, you know India is a spiritual land of various religions which are characterized by different values, beliefs, and practices. So, in throughout the history of India, religion has been an important part of the country's culture. India is the birthplace of four of the world major religious traditions, namely Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, and Sikhism. A vast majority of Indians associate themselves with a religion. Students, you know India is a spiritual land of various religions. In our country only we have various religions is there, different characterized by different beliefs. So various religions have like Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism. So different religions have different values, different kind of beliefs, different types of practices. So we are not following everyone. So Hindu people, their customs and cultures is different. Muslims, their customs and cultures is different. Christian. So those who are in Christian, they will follow their religions, beliefs, faith, way practices. So throughout the history of India, so in our Indian country, religion has had played an important part of the country's culture. So India's birthplace of the four world major religions tradition. One is Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, and Sikhism. A vast majority of Indians associate themselves with their, so majority of everyone have their own religion. That is why we have the different different types of religion, different major religions is there, their tradition. That's why India is called a secular country. You know very well. The Constitution of India declares the in the Constitution also we have the right to freedom of religion as a fundamental right. Today, a wide range of religions are practiced in India because so many religions. If you are taking example for Britain, UK, US, there only one religion that is Christianity. But in India only we have only the different kinds of different religions. We have the different religions and different people have practicing different religious beliefs, values, practice, everything. So that is why even our constitution also we have declared in Indian constitution also declared the right to freedom of religion as a fundamental right. No one can force you. No one can to stop you. Don't follow this religion. So today a wide range of religions are practiced only one country that is India only. Is it clear? Okay. No one, no state, no CM, no PM, no one can the rights to has the right to follow. You have to follow these religions. That is why the right to freedom of religion is a fundamental right. Now we will see the Hinduism. Hinduism. The origin of the Hinduism includes cultural elements of the Indus Valley civilization, the basic religion of the Indo-Aryans and other Indian civilization. Hinduism is the oldest. So where is the origin of the Hinduism came from? Indus Valley civilization only, the Vedic religion of the Indo-Aryans and other Indian civilization. So the majority of the people in India practice Hinduism and it is the oldest religion in the country. The Hindus believe in the practices and principles of Vedas and Upanishads. Ramayana and Mahabharata are the holy books of the Hindus. Hinduism is the oldest religion in the world. The holy books of the Hindus are the Vedas, Upanishads, Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, Ramayana. Then Bhagavad Gita is also a holy book which contains the sermons of Lord Krishna to Arjuna, given during the battle of Mahabharata. So the holiest books of Hindus, which one? Bhagavad Gita. It is the part of the Mahabharata only. We can also learn many good things from the lives of Lord Rama and Krishna. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna and Arjuna and Lord Rama and Krishna, good things, their good things only it was written. The Hindus believe in many gods and goddesses. Social reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Dayananda Saraswati, and Swami Vivekananda taught us that there is only one God, the ultimately. So Hinduism is regarded the oldest religion with roots tracking back to prehistoric times. So many in Hinduism, if you are taking Hinduism, lot of gods and goddesses are there. Social reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Dayananda Saraswati, Swami Vivekananda, all are there is only one God. So Hinduism is the oldest religion in the world. The holy books of the Hindus are Vedas, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, and Ramayana. And Bhagavad Gita is the one of the holiest book of the Hindus. Next, we will see Buddhism and Jainism. Both Buddhism and Jainism religions originated in India about 2500 years ago. Lord Buddha preached Buddhism. Gautama Buddha, he was the founder of the Buddhism. Many years of struggle, he attained enlightenment. Then he started to preaching his message. He actually told people to follow the eightfold path. So what are the eightfold path? Path consists of right thinking, right speech, right knowledge, right living, right action, right effort, right observation, right meditation. His followers are known as Buddhists only. His followers, those who are followed Buddhism, they are called Buddhists. Actually, these both Buddhism opposed the caste system and preached ahimsa. Caste system, but they were against Buddhism, against caste system, and preached Buddhism preached ahimsa. Here, ahimsa means what is the non-violent, no violence at all, everything non-violence. Buddhism slowly it spread to many countries. Not only in India, it spread to many countries including China, Japan, Southeast Asia. So if you are going there, you can see the Buddhist temple. Lot of Buddhist temple will be there in all these countries. The Buddhists constitute about 1% of the total population of the country. They believe, actually, Buddhism, they believe attaining enlightenment through love, through love, kindness, and wisdom. A minority of Indian population practice Jainism. So, Lord Mahavira propagated Jainism. So, there were 24 propagators of the Jain religion who were called Tirthankars. So, he was the founder of the Jain religion, who Mahavira. So, he too, like Buddha, renounced everything to get true knowledge. He laid stress on right faith, right contact, right knowledge, and non-violence. So Lord Mahavira was known to be the last Tirthankar. Let us recapitulation of the today class. India is a spiritual land of various religions which are characterized by different values, beliefs, and practices. India has been the cradle of religions like Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. The Constitution of India also declares the right to right of freedom of religion as a fundamental right. Yeah, today a wide range of religions are practiced in India. Hinduism is the oldest religion in the world. The holy books of the Hindus are the Vedas, Upanishads, Mahabharata, Ramayana. Then Bhagavad Gita is the one of the holiest books of the Hindus. This Bhagavad Gita is the part of the Mahabharata and Ramacharit Ramacharithmanas of Sant Tulsis is very popular with the Hindus. The next Buddhism Gautama Buddha was the he was the founder of the Buddhism, Gautama Buddha, and Lord Mahavira propagated Jainism. Both Jainism and Buddhism both against the caste system. After so many years of struggle, he attained enlightenment. Then he preaching is that he told the people you have to follow the eightfold path. Then both Buddhism and Jainism propagated. They were against the caste system and they had preached ahimsa. Here ahimsa means non-violence. Buddhism later on it is spread other countries including China, Japan, Southeast Asia. So they use Buddhism and Jainism both. They believe in attaining enlightenment through love, kindness, and wisdom. A minority Indian population practice only Jainism. There were 24 propagators of the Jain religion who were called Tirthangars. Lord Mahavira was known to be the last Tirthangar. So that's all for today class. I hope you all understood. Meet you in the next class. Till then, read the chapter thought. Thank you. Have a nice day.